is Ray, this is Life and Vibe, and today I wanted to follow up with Chantel, Foodie Beauty, out in Kuwait. She is on a health update with a huge grocery haul, and so I wanted to take an opportunity to try to look at her content. I wanted to catch up with her because I know she has talked about being diabetic, and I know she's just recently come off a long flight from Canada to Kuwait. And what makes my reaction to her content different from the millions of people who have obviously reacted to her content? Well, I am actually a healthcare professional. I am a registered nurse. I'm currently in grad school, but in grad school for over a year now, training to become an acute care adult gerontology nurse practitioner, which basically is a nurse practitioner working in places like hospitals, emergency rooms, cardiology specialties, and so forth. So I am currently in a class studying pathophysiology. I have been studying, I'm about to actually do an entire final paper for this class on type 2 diabetes. And as I said, I specialize in cardiac medicine. And so I think I come with a unique perspective to this very long journey that Chantel has been having, trying. Oh, sorry, I need to get my camera, my mic a little closer. I apologize. God, that's probably a terrible sound. Trying to help Chantel, who's been doing this journey for about 7 years. And just saying why I think, in my professional opinion, and I've been in healthcare for over a decade now, why potentially this is not working for her. I think a lot of people try to point out to her why it is not working, but they aren't necessarily healthcare professionals. I don't think just watching random people on TikTok is ever going to work. I think that's not going to work. Anyway, let's just get into this reaction. If you like this type of content, hit the likes, hit the subscribes, make a comment. I think Chantel has given up on the the MLM stuff, so I don't think we'll be hearing from Unicity during this time. So let's just get into the content. I wish I had a little bit more iced tea because I already feel thirsty. So let's just go.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
I never get tired of the view from our bedroom window.
Hi guys, welcome back to another.
And I think about every other creator has made this comment. Chantel, it is. Oh, that's a very. That's a terrible pause. I apologize. It's never on purpose. Anyway, it would be really nice for her to actually be out there walking along that boardwalk. At least try to get down the stairs of the apartment and make an attempt maybe to walk it. I'm not sure. But if you are trying to make any improvements of health, I don't think sitting in a home with a grocery haul is a way to start. Anyway, let's go.
Another video. So, I'm a little hyper. I'm feeling a lot better today. I got some good sleep last night. And, like probably about 12 hours. So I'm feeling a lot better. And my sciatica's kind of in remission, whatever you call it. So I thought this video...
Sciatica is not something that can go into remission. The only things that go into remission are cancer. Gosh, why do people always try to sound like they know medical terminology? And they just don't. I think probably you just rested enough time. Sciatica is definitely something that would be improved with movement. So again, if you can get out and at least even set very small challenges to walk the boardwalk, a little bit of that beachy area, a little bit. I know it's hot. Maybe go early in the morning. You're up at 4 a.m. Go out at that time and walk a little bit. You need to do some stretching. I can let you know, sitting, lying, not moving, all of those things that you do are actually exacerbating the sciatica along with your weight. I mean, I don't understand where people don't think that the weight of their bodies are not compressing on the vessels that are inside of your body. And adipose tissue also is another organ, but your nerves, your veins, your arteries, everything in your body are being compressed by the weight of your body. I just don't think that people kind of think about these things. And then your bones are trying to carry these structures. I mean, I don't want to be somebody who seems to be negative or unsympathetic to somebody, but you have to kind of also logically think that there's a reason that maybe somebody who does carry more weight is experiencing these conditions and chronic conditions comparatively to somebody like myself, who, you know, I do have problems with my legs, with venous insufficiency, but it is hereditary, and I caught it very early. So anyway, let's get back to our video.
I would just kind of tell you a bit about, like, you know, how I've been eating to keep from binge eating, which I've been successfully binge free since
Okay. I don't even want to have to keep stopping, but I feel like I need to clarify some of her misconceptions. Firstly, unless you have had an actual professional diagnose you with a binge eating disorder, which is part of the DSM-5, then you cannot just call yourself a binge eater. There are very specific behaviors that come along with this disorder. And therefore, not only are you minimizing people who do truly have that disorder, and I'm not saying that you don't, I just don't think that you've actually had a professional diagnose you with this. So I think you cannot just call yourself that. I think what you experience, Chantel, unless otherwise clarified, is overeating.
And also, I'm going to do a grocery haul to show you, you know, a stock up on things that I plan on using to make healthy meals. So basically, I have done a lot of research in the past when it comes to recovering from binge eating disorder, and
Again, unless someone has diagnosed you with it, I'm going to try to be a little bit funny. I feel like I've been serious. It's because I've been at work all day. I'm sorry. I'm still in my scrubs. I'm being serious. Because I feel that if people are watching her content, I haven't had a lot of views on this. I don't think a lot of people are watching this content on this. And I'm trying to build it slowly, because to me this is important, because I really feel this person is going to have some really poor health outcomes if they're not careful. And I think it's good to see somebody who is so out in the public and making claims that they are trying to manage their health, and everything about the numbers, whether it be weight, blood sugars, and so forth, are really showing you otherwise. And it is much more difficult, and something that I don't think this individual can do on her own.
I would watch videos. I read a couple of books. I read The Binge Code. There's Brain Over Binge. There's different books out there, and literature and videos of people who have overcome their binge eating. And a lot of them have come up with a kind of food diary or food plan throughout the day, and a lot of it involves eating every few hours, so that you don't get that hunger creeping in where your mind starts going to those cravings, and that that autopilot kicks in and you just want to eat everything in sight. So, and the key I found too, a lot of the time that I saw like similarities between these people in recovery was that a lot of them would eat very substantial little mini meals, so something that has a bit of every food group and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to do is prepare meals, not skipping meals, but preparing meals that are satisfying, healthy, and have a bit of everything in them.
When I usually look at her food choices, those are none of the things that I see are covering healthy. Maybe she thinks they're covering all food groups, which technically it may be, but whether they're healthfully covering all food groups is a whole nother story. She really does believe she has a binge eating disorder. I think she needs to have trigger warnings with her content if you're going to start talking about binge eating disorders so liberally, because it really is a mental health disorder, and I don't think that is necessarily what Chantel has. It often can come with people having where they actually purge with the binging and purging. I don't think and that's very common. A lot of times there's other underlying disorders coming more from a mental health perspective, and I just really think it's very much that she wants to be an inspiration to others. I think she wants to believe that she is a content creator who can take people who she perceives have the same disorder she has, which she thinks is binge eating disorder, which, as I said, if a professional has not actually diagnosed her with that, she cannot just say she has that. That would be something that would be, I would say, harmful to her audience and even to herself, if that's not really what she is needing to kind of come to terms with in her eating habits. I am not a psychiatrist. I have not taken any chances to do any type of diagnostic testing with her. So I can't really say what type of eating disorder Chantel has. And again, she obviously has some type of eating disorder. And I think unless she really kind of comes to terms with needing to use a registered dietitian, therapist, cognitive behavioral therapy, and come in a multi-module approach with actual professionals, she is going to spend the rest of her life talking about books she's read, struggling and hoping she gets to become this like inspiration because she did it on her own. And I just don't think, Chantel, that you are truly understanding the complexities of the human body and how far along you are with so many chronic diseases like diabetes. And I don't think your heart is probably appreciating it either. I think you've got a lot more illnesses than you're admitting.
Satisfy pretty much every single craving that will come up, and try to trigger me into binge eating. So as you're going to see, things like for breakfast, like I know I always say I have like a love-hate relationship with eggs, but the truth is they do keep me full pretty long enough anyways.
I mean, I don't know if the eggs were something that her diabetes doctor recommended, but I can let you know that if somebody has diabetes and any type of potential for atherosclerotic plaque buildup and high cholesterol or hyperlipidemia or dyslipidemia or multi-hyperlipidemias or whatever type of lipidemias you want to refer to, because I'm sure with the amount of cholesterol that she's consuming that she probably should be on a statin at this point. But anyway, I feel so serious today. God, it's because I've been intaking so many patients this week, so I feel really serious. Anyway, I can't, God, I'm only 3 minutes in on a 17-minute video. I need to shut up. Anyway, yeah, Chantel, you need to be on a low cholesterol, low fat diet. So eggs have cholesterol. So I would be wary. Maybe you want to take the yolk out. I don't know. Maybe egg white. I know that's kind of old school, but I don't know. I don't think eggs would be a choice every day.
To get to lunch. So you're going to see things that I eat, and I'm not perfect yet. This is, very new for me, and I'm trying to not diet, not adopt a restrictive diet, because that will just not last. Any diet I've tried to do, I end up just binging double time. So I'm trying to make this like a lifestyle change, a healthy lifestyle change. And right now I'm down 10 pounds so far.
And that, girl, is why you need to actually be talking to somebody, because everything you said to me in that sentence, speaking about how you cannot think about it being a diet change, how that would just bring you on to wanting to overeat again. I think you cannot use the word binge unless you have been diagnosed under the DSM-5. And there's no mention of purging, which generally goes along with binging. So that's why I think you are just a bored overeater. One of the things, that struck me in what she was trying to say about the lifestyle, I believe that is a positive. It is a lifestyle change. But you really do need to be on a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. And in reality, the type of calorie deficit that you would be on to need to substantially lose weight in order to literally save your life, to even get you anywhere near to maybe a weight loss surgery, would need to be managed by a physician. Because it would need to be pretty wide. And if you are the type of person who does not think that you can follow anybody's guidance other than, a random influencer on TikTok, then I think you really do need therapy, in my professional opinion.
I will do another weight in the future, but I'm also looking at non-scale victories, just like not binge eating is like a huge, huge, huge thing for me. I can't tell you the amount of willpower it takes to not give into a binge, and that for me makes me feel confident. It makes me wake up every day happier, and more confident to start the day and go through another day binge free. So I want my channel to be meaningful to people who are going through similar things that I am. I don't want my channel to be negative anymore. I don't want it to be trivial. I don't want it to just be, that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, I understand that you've had a 7-year cycle of this type of health journey, followed by a rage, followed by some other type of, it's like a cyclical behavior. And so, I don't know whether or not being an inspiration is necessarily, where you need to be. I don't think, I know you want to be an inspiration, because if you could be that inspo girl, obviously, it's lucrative. That's, I think that's what you're thinking. I don't know, but it's a lot more complex. The human body, food, nutrition, especially to the place where you have kind of reached in your health. And I just really don't think that you've really grasped it yet. And I don't know if she says about curing her diabetes in this one. But you can't cure diabetes. Once you're diabetic, you're always a diabetic. It's just management now. There's no curing. That's not possible.
I want to go in the direction of something kind of meaningful and try my best, to help people. And I have a long way to go, I know, but I have to start somewhere.
Please leave it to medical professionals to help people when it comes to managing health.
This is probably
You're not the
about
person.
the 500th restart I've done on my channel.
That's why.
And I don't mean like being a super inspiration to people in the sense that, I'm not very successful at what I'm trying to do. One day, inshallah, I will be. But in the meantime, if you're a person going through these things, and if my videos can just even help you feel less lonely, because I find that, eating disorders and issues with food are very lonely. And
well, yes, you do have an eating disorder.
Well. So
trigger warning
we can all be in this together. We can all support each other. And yeah, so that's my ultimate goal with everything. I just want to kind of mix that with some cooking, maybe some mukbangs of just what I'm eating and cooking and blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. But yeah, so
I don't think somebody who's needing to really actively lose a large scale amount of weight should be using her channel to show this journey. I think this is something you really should be taking in private.
Feeling kind of hyper, as you can see.
No.
Alright, so let's get into just a few things that I like, sample meals that I've eaten today that have kept me pretty satiated, I would say. I find foods that have a lot of, like, mixing protein and fiber is like, you're going to be full for a long time.
And you're cold.
So, beans and whole wheat rice or stuff like that.
No.
Like a chicken, a piece of chicken. I'm still full from my lunch. And
sorry, I have a habit of doing that. Please do not mix the beans, was it with rice? Those are two carbs. You can't mix those together. That's not, it's just two sources of carbs. She has no idea, which is why she actually needs to be working with a registered dietitian. Ah! Look at your eyeballs, they're going to pop out your head. I don't know if those are filters. I really don't know what this woman actually looks like. I know I'm like a good 14 years older than she is.
I still am I'm still allowing myself another meal before I cut myself off and let my body just digest what I have for the day. Basically, I'm trying to eat within a window like the diabetic doctor here suggested. So, eat breakfast in the morning when I get up pretty early and then finish eating no later. He said no later than 8, but I'll probably eat around 7. So,
well, that's what he means.
That's because I don't.
That's what he means. If it takes you an hour to finish a meal, then you start at 7 to be completed by 8, and then you don't snack or do anything afterwards, because as you're supposed to sleep well at night, your body is going to be, kind of changing its way it creates its function. It kind of slows down a little bit with the gastric system and so forth. So you need all that food sitting in there, just hanging in your stomach and in your colon all the time. I don't even want to know what your colon is. I would strongly urge, since you are 40 years old, Chantel, and you have had a really crappy diet most of your life, I would strongly suggest, girl, that you get yourself a colonoscopy. Because with the lack of activity that you've had and just the processed nonsense that you have been eating, it looks like, for pretty much probably most of your life, I don't want to be your colon, girl. I don't want to be your colon. All right, let's get, oh gosh. I'm sorry, Chantel. I give you the worst pause face. I'm going to try to laugh a little bit more. This one is making, I'm sorry. Like I said, I've done a lot of intakes. Please don't listen to her. She does not know what she's talking about. She's in 7 years of and that, oh gosh. Anyway, let's go.
Don't want to eat if I'm not like even a little bit hungry, and my lunch was pretty hefty. So, but even that is eating these well-rounded meals, 3 rounded meals a day. I heard a saying once, it made me laugh. 3 square meals make round people or something like that. I don't know. But eating these three square meals a day is still a huge improvement over what I would just binge out on at nighttime or whatever, you know. So
You mean boarding?
yeah, so that's my plan. So all in all, I'm just focusing on being binge free, because that is the thing that has mostly been very detrimental to my health, is that overconsumption of, you know, multiple calories at once, probably thousands of calories at once. So, and in order to do that, my method is learning from the experience of others, and also
as long as they're on TikTok and you can kind of scroll through your phone. But if it actually takes real accountability at an office of a physician, or the office of a registered dietitian, or a physical therapist who could help you manage maybe your sciatica and get you moving, or a gym person who could get you outside, maybe getting you on a workout routine, you know, a personal trainer, sorry, didn't mean, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, any of those people who could actually genuinely help you out, no, not them, no. It's going to be Chantel and effing TikTok and some random books, because you've done the research. And I think that at this point, if it's true that you've been 7 years, they've been not lucky 7 for you, sweetheart. You know, you're like the marriage 7, where it's like, that's the end of that relationship. And I think you want to perceive yourself as being somebody who could personally do that on their own. But you can't. And you say you want to have help. But when it comes to actual real professionals, like I said, you don't want professional help. You don't want help. Full of crap.
doing what they do in
Pardon me.
frequent meals throughout the day to avoid binges.
Whatever.
So
You have no
alright,
idea what you're talking about.
Now, and then I'll show you my grocery haul. Yella. Okay, that can't be right. I'm going to take it one more time. That's crazy low.
Okay. Now, like I said, I am not familiar with this darn Canadian mole when it comes to the blood sugars. So let me see. I'm going to convert this real fast. There we go. Blood glucose conversion. Okay. So if it is an 8 point what? Oh gosh, I got a chart here. I don't even think it has it that high. Here it is, 8.5. Oh, that's still high. That's still high. That's still like 150, 160. So basically, if she had that blood sugar on the floor, I would be covering her with insulin. At least one unit of a short-acting Humalog insulin or something. So she would be getting insulin covered on top of her regular medications before lunch. She should be carb counting, which she has no idea how to do. From anything I've seen this woman eat, she has no idea how to carb count. Breaking that thing too, God. Chantel, you're hopeless.
Okay, wow. That is pretty low. The screen cracked a bit, but I don't know if that would make a difference.
It's not that low.
I guess I'll see as the day goes on.
It's not that low, okay? It's
which
high.
is weird because I've missed a bit of my medication, but I have been fasting, so that could be why.
It's not
I've been
low.
fasting for like 14 hours. I don't know. We'll see.
Looks like you broke your machine.
So I started off with this bowl of strawberries.
That is far too many strawberries for a diabetic to eat. Should be eating about half of that amount in the day. They're very easy to find online how much you should have of each of these fruits on a daily basis. And I can already let you know, sweetheart, like 2 times too much. Please don't listen to this woman.
I ate about half of them and
good.
put the rest in the refrigerator.
Good. I'm glad she said she ate half. I'm sorry.
I
I'll
then
apologize.
had some cherry tomatoes with a bit of
But
black
she
pepper,
probably ate the other
2 eggs
half,
with
so
a cheese slice, and 1 pita. It was very good and satisfying for breakfast.
Great cholesterol and some white bread.
I then made for lunch some baked chicken thighs that I seasoned and marinated the night before. I had 2 of those with the skin removed, and I had some spinach rice and...
I don't see anything green on that plate. Unless does she pull out the salad for this one? Regardless, some broccoli and then just rice with beans and that charred looking piece of animal? I don't know. Not what I would recommend for a diabetic. I personally would say if you had to keep the chicken, but otherwise that should have maybe a handful of that, like a little tiny bit of that rice, or a little tiny bit of those beans. Not the both combined. Both are carb. That's a lot of carb. And then the rest should be steamed broccoli, with steamed cauliflower, with steamed carrot, or, something green in there. Does not look like a diet choice for a diabetic lunch. Looks, I would give that a 3 out of 10.
Some baked beans in tomato sauce.
Shit.
Alright, so this is my final meal of the evening. So I didn't really feel like, taking out pots and pans that I just cleaned and cooking again. So I just made some tuna. This is 1 tablespoon of light mayo, some dill flakes.
I'm sorry. If this is genuinely what she ate throughout the day, it was so lacking any real vegetables in here. See any broccoli or cauliflower or a red cabbage or a spinach, or I could be all day. I didn't see any of it. And 2 pieces of this white pita bread, salad drowned in dressing, cheese, and some poor romaine lettuce, which is literally the greenest thing I've seen, and it's been just annihilated with salad dressing. This was about the worst looking meal of a day I think I've seen. I mean, the tuna, a whole can of sodium tuna. A whole freaking can. Just need to be a palm full of that, girl. Do you ever look at the back and read the labels? They're the more white bread. More carbs. Marvelous. Dressing. Marvelous. Blood sugars. Wazoo.
Pepper and no salt because it's canned fish, which has sodium. 1 pita and a salad. I know it looks like a lot of dressing, but it is about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna have to try to cut back. Normally I put like almost half the bottle, so 3 tablespoons might seem like a lot, but it's still
crap.
Not that much for me. And so
Brown.
Cucumber,
Ruined.
1 green pepper, some tomatoes, lettuce, and a little sprinkle of cheese, and some French dressing.
My dog trying to figure out why I'm going.
And I've been drinking water the
whole
day.
Nothing
else.
As she admits.
Hi, baby girl.
Aww, cat.
Are you helping with the groceries?
Aww, that cat needs a brush.
Yes.
She needs brush.
Alright, so here is the first load of groceries here. And we have another one coming in a few hours. But here we go. So I'm going to start at the front and then get up and show you the rest after.
Alright, I'm going to watch it.
So we have like a bunch of salt because it was super, super cheap. So whenever something's on sale, we just stock up. And yeah, so we have lots of cheese. This was also on sale. Shredded cheddar, shredded mozzarella, shredded Kashkaval cheese. I don't know how to describe what this tastes like. It's a stretchy cheese, kind of like matzah, but it's really good. We have some cauliflower.
God.
2 heads. Each head was like 75 cents. So cheap. I'm going to make a cauliflower, carrot, cheddar soup. It's going to be so good. Some lettuce here, a few heads. We have some Egyptian sweet potatoes, some carrots, oranges, cucumbers. Look how nice this produce looks. 2 kilos of cucumbers. And we have these little condensed milk things that my husband likes in tea. So we have some smooth peanut butter, some tomatoes. These Cadbury cookies are not for me. I like these cheddar slices in eggs or on ground beef, which I forgot to mention. I have about 500 grams of Kuwaiti minced beef. Okay, so we have some nice looking tomatoes.
She's not going to eat any of this
oranges,
good
tangerines.
Stuff. This won't be actually consumed.
These are microwavable containers. Some white potatoes.
No, you don't need that.
Some frozen paratha, which is like an Indian bread. It's so good.
You don't need that.
Then we have these peppers. Look how amazing these are. They smell delicious. Probably mixed stuffed peppers. This whole bag is the equivalent
of inflammation.
$1. Can you imagine? So, yeah.
That looks good with the fruit and vegetable.
So,
alright, so I would keep just I was about to point to my computer. It's a lot of peppers. The potato, I don't know. She's probably going to kill that with something. Obviously, all the fruits and vegetables, yes. Yes, all of that. You need to add maybe some tofu. Maybe get some beans. Some things to add some more fish in here. Light fishes so you can get your protein. You need to get rid of that ground beef. That needs to go. You don't need to be eating that. Your arteries that probably look like bejesus on round your heart. You're 3 bags of cheese away from a heart attack. And then that cheese. Why have you got salt next to salty cheese? I mean, it's just cholesterol. And as a diabetic, you should be eating a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet, which neither beef nor cheese are screaming. Sorry, I probably spelled it out. Scream out to me. The cookies are my husband's. My horse.
Put the price of this first load.
Doesn't matter how much it cost.
Somewhere around here.
Great.
So you can have an idea in the exchange as well. I'll try to do that. So yeah.
The only problem is
time to get cooking. And I'll be sure to do more cooking videos with a lot of these ingredients. So anyways, that's the first batch. Alright.
First batch.
I don't know where I'm going to put all of this food, and this is my least favorite part of doing groceries, is putting.
Is she becoming like housebound for the next 6 months, or is there a family of 15 living in the apartment with Chantel? Because this is a lot of food. This is a lot of food. Is that butter in that container? Oh my God. And then all of this is like breaded chicken. I'm sorry. Every full cream milk is what I'm seeing in the background. So she has full cream milk. Looks like fruit juices. Battered chickens. more just, the pineapples look good. The rest of it is just nothing that a diabetic, except for the apples, should be eating. And even, you have to eat, you have to be careful with the quantities because of the amount of carbohydrates some of these fruits can contain. So it's good to know what is the amount of actual carbohydrate to each fruit. And that's why you need to work with a registered dietitian. And if this is the type of food that you'll be consuming, I don't actually perceive that you're going to have any weight loss.
Everything away and organizing and Alright, so
sorry,
this is
make
not
me
very
salty
organized at all. But we have some bread,
I'm just going to add, Chantel, this looks so bloody awful. This whole entire grocery haul, except for the fresh stuff, okay, that I am more salty than those 2 bags of goddamn salt that you just had in the previous, table of crap. This is terrible. Who chose this? And you've got Nutella in there. Oh my God. You have no self-control, do you? Absolutely no idea. You have no idea when you put a meal together what your macro profile is. You have no idea what the protein is, the fat content, the carbohydrate content, the calorie content, the amount of sodium you're really putting in. You have no idea. Absolutely none whatsoever. I won't lie. I do use like a food service because I have a lot of things that I do in the day. I get really busy. I'm sorry, I don't want to get angry. But as a cardiac nurse, this is just, and then she goes and I feel like she lies to her providers about what she actually eats. And then you abuse the healthcare system in Canada, then you get mad at people about it. You have no business being out here teaching anybody about health. The only inspiration that you should be is, shit, this girl eats like crap. I don't even want to be this way because if you follow this, look what the results are. If this was her healthy shopping, I dread to think with the previous, I know what she ate.
Pita bread, which is pretty staple around here. Most households in the Middle East. I have some whole durum wheat flour. It's pretty dark, but whole wheat pasta is a lot healthier than the white stuff.
Just eat the white stuff and
we
enjoy
have
it.
some
digest it
2
better.
packs of halloumi.
But don't eat it frequently.
We have some butter.
Like a whole.
Then we have a whole bunch of cheese. This is Egyptian Istanbuli cheese. It's a soft cheese. It's really good. And this is domati cheese. Never had that one. So. Then here we have some.
Is this a feeder thing?
Turkish labna.
What the heck is
some
that?
laban, which is like a milk drink, yogurt drink.
More cholesterol. Lovely.
We have some olive oil.
Too late.
We have some salad dressing. French is my favorite.
Why can't you just make some dressing?
Some roasted strips.
You could make dressing. You could use a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of pepper. Do you want a pinch of salt in there? I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for you. And just use sea salt, maybe a little Himalayan. You do need to make sure you get things that are iodized. You do eat shrimp, which has iodine. Just to make sure that you don't get, issues with your thyroid or a goiter. And that's why they iodize table salt. You do not need 2 bags of salt. Is that chicken? Why is the chicken breaded? I can't. She hates herself.
You have to keep in mind, I don't live by myself, so a lot of, not a lot, but, so some of these things are going to be for my husband, not only for me. And these are
Lies.
one of them.
You don't even live in that place, girl. He don't even touch your ass.
We have 2 packs of frozen chicken thighs. These are really good.
Full cream milk.
We have some frozen french fries. We have some yogurts.
Processed shit.
Vinegar, white vinegar. 6 bottles of mixed berry juice. Lemons.
Why?
We have some white onions and garlic.
For somebody who has the blood sugars that you have, I hope you do not go even near that fruit juice. That is so toxic to your pancreas. You are just looking to become a insulin-dependent diabetic. There is no other thing that you will not become with this type of food that you are consuming at this time and the types of blood sugars that you have. Metformin is not going to hold you, and you are so unable to follow any advice from the physician or even have had a follow-up, and your blood sugars are just raging, and you have every excuse in the book as to why you have permission to eat like garbage, and you do. You are a perfectly competent, I wouldn't say competent, but you are a grown woman, you are an adult, and legally you are deemed competent enough to make decisions of your own. But what it says here to me is you have every excuse in the book to not make any changes, because this diet here is going to continue to add to your diabetes, and it's also going to give you atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, which could potentially lead to, just a flat-out heart attack. And, you could get heart failure based on the fact you're not getting enough blood. I mean, I could go on and on. But, you're already, I think, exhibiting some of that. I'm surprised you didn't get a massive DVT off of that flight. I think you said you were on a blood thinner. No, maybe not. But anyway, yeah. I definitely don't think your heart is going to be able to take it, because you're just going to block up your arteries at some point, and you don't follow enough doctor's care to actually manage that. So yeah, you're going to get real sick. You're either going to get real sick, and if you like just being sick and never being able to ever do anything, and you just want to be on pills and drugs for the rest of your life and moan and groan about your health, you're on your way, girl. In my professional opinion.
Milk, 4 packs of milk, some bran bread, some apples.
It's going to save everything, isn't it?
Some chicken noodle soup, Maggi soup.
Great.
It's a box of it.
More cold.
2 things of frozen mixed vegetables.
Great, let's cover that shit in cheese.
Some onion powder, some Parmesan cheese, can of mushrooms.
Great.
Tuna.
More sodium in a can.
Nutella.
Lovely.
Not for me.
Yeah, liar.
White fish. Whole wheat flour, because I want to make my favorite pot pie, but with whole wheat crust.
Great.
Olive oil crust.
Sounds like not a good plan.
These, I don't know what they are.
More coal. Doesn't matter, whole wheat, whatever.
Laundry detergent and fabric softener. 2 pineapples. Huge thing of mayo.
Great. Cholesterol.
We have some yellow mustard. I love it.
Or whatever. TikTok your ass out on that crap.
We have some chicken curry, noodles,
Right,
and some cabbage.
Hurry up, girl!
Yes.
Show me how you're going to get a heart attack.
So, the total for...
Doesn't matter.
This one, I'll put it up.
Can we also add the cost for your medical care for eating this? It doesn't matter how much money you save, because the cost of your medical care is going to be outrageous. And I hope the Canadian taxpayer never has to pick up your tab. God, just processed. Ugh, just the juice. I mean, I can't think of one thing except the pineapple. So, all of it. Terrible. full mayonnaise. I mean, and I've just frozen French fried garbage. God. Ugh. She got nothing changes. She's just gonna. Oh God. I'm sorry. This is why. This is just terrible. She's not ever gonna be my patient, so I can be salty.
Up there in different currencies, and then the total for everything for both hauls was, I'll put that here somewhere because I don't know what it is while I'm talking to you guys right now. If you hear my cat playing in the bags, that's her favorite part of groceries. So yeah, now comes the fun part, putting everything away.
No.
But, you know, I guess the benefit of that is everything will be restocked and I can do some cooking videos for you guys, inshallah. So I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
That food was for a diabetic. I think Salah wants to actually kill her with food. Because that is terrible. It's terrible. I don't know why the word health even went near any of that, except the health update should be, I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. I have diabetes. God, I mean, just, I'm nothing more to say. I'm wrapping this stuff up. If you like this content, please hit the likes, please subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on Chantel's next update. I don't know who's going to be raging more, me or Chantel. God, I'm just glad she's not my patient. Don't come to my emergency room. All right, good. Everyone, take care. See you later. Bye.